What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday Rundown. I got to wear this Christmas hat that's restricting the blood flow to my head because I'm pretty sure it's a kid size because the Ravens lost to the Browns over the weekend, and Kurt made us a bet on that. So you'll be seeing me in this hat for the next 2 days. Kurt was sweating out some college basketball last night. He had himself a big day. That's a good thing. We had a 2-1 night on the sheet in the NBA. But looking at this slate tonight, Kurt, man, this one sucks.
Yeah,
San Antonio versus the Pelicans. We're going to be missing Zion and a couple other guys. And then the Jazz in Washington. I mean, man, this one's ugly, but I think we'll be able to find some winners. How you doing today?
Doing good. You know, EuroLeague started today. Then we got the football tonight. We got college basketball going midday. It's a busy day, but we can't forget about this little 2-gamer because these short slates can be profitable sometimes.
Yep, I agree there. We'll dive right into this first one. We get the Spurs and the Pelicans. Ingram's still out. Larry Nance questionable. Zion's out. Keldon Johnson doubtful. Langford probable. Jakob Poeltl's back. He's probable. Josh Richardson off the injury report. Blake Wesley's still out. So, I mean, it's just an ugly game all around. I think my best way of approaching it, I don't want to lay 8.5 with the team missing that many key guys. Trey Murphy probably picks up a lot of this usage, though, so definitely like his props tonight. And there's a performance double on FanDuel for him, 15-plus points and win. We also have another guy jumping in with us, Kurt. Our guy JC's here to join us, so he'll be also breaking down the game.
Let's go.
What's up, JC? Guys? Sorry, a little late.
What up?
We're just on that first game, Spurs and Pelicans. You want to give the betting take before we let Kurt break down the DFS side?
Yeah, tough one. I see you guys already went over how Zion's out, so I definitely lose an edge with the Pelicans. But still, man, I mean, this San Antonio team has just been so terrible. I think even at 8.5 points, you gotta still take the Pelicans.
Yeah, I could agree there. I think approaching it through the Murphy props and the Murphy 15 points and win is a little better than laying the 8. The Spurs kind of worry me sometimes.
That's a great call. I also put in my prize pick articles just now. McCollum points. He's been shooting lights out of late. He's averaging like close to 30 points a game over his last like 3 to 5. And his prop tonight, I think, is at like 24.5. So with those added shots being given on the floor, he should have no problem hitting that number.
Yeah, I like that call too. All right, Kurt, who's going to be our guys in this game? Are we spending up for anybody? Are we playing Joe Val after he hits 6 threes against the Bucks? What are we doing?
I mean, the minutes should be a little bit upticked for him today. Like, the hardest thing is these Spurs, dude. It's like every single time. I mean, I'm assuming Johnson sets here. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that that's how I'm gonna build my lineups already. I mean, Devin Vassell becomes like the only player worth a shit. Trey Jones goes up to like a 22% usage. I think 17% assist rate, something like that. So it makes it really hard not to jam those two guys in. Curious to see what Poeltl's minutes are. I mean, I feel like we don't really know, but what if it's all of a sudden he gets a full workload and it's like, oh my God, 6,400 for a full workload from Poeltl against Joe Val is just mwah. I love the Trey Murphy call. The kid is just, I like him. He's a great shooter. I think 15 plus in that performance double is very sexy. 4,800, also very sexy here. Zach, and then if Poeltl doesn't have a full workload, like Zach Collins is there, 4,900, also been playing well. It's just one of those slates where we got to target some of these Spurs, and you gotta swallow the pill. No one else sticking out as of now. We'll kind of see as more of the news breaks.
Yeah, I like to call on a couple of those guys. We'll dive right into that second game because, I mean, this show's going to be pretty quick, fellas, with these ugly games.
And then there's news to it, too, so it's like it makes it really tough. But, it's good to kind of get some first things out.
Yep. Well, yeah, we'll jump right in that second one. Washington, Utah. Olynyk out. Colin Sexton questionable. Porzingis still questionable. DeLon Wright out. Rory Hachimura is back in. Washington played well the other night. They were able to beat Phoenix. And, I mean, I know Phoenix didn't have Devin Booker, but still, they were able to beat that team. Ayton screaming at the coach on the sideline. So they're in shambles. But in this matchup, now they're visiting Utah, which is always a tough place to play. I think I'm going to side with Utah here, and I think it's through the guards. I think Clarkson eats him up here. I don't think there's anybody going to stop him, and he's just going to absolutely chuck for them. So give me Utah minus that 6.5. What's your thoughts on that, JC?
Man, it's another tough call. Like, these are two perennial losers right now. I mean, yeah, Wizards finally ended that 10-game losing streak. You're right, going to Utah is always tough. But the Jazz have just been so hot and cold. I mean, so what? They beat Detroit. Before that, they got blown out by Cleveland and Milwaukee. So, yeah, they got the added bonus of playing at home, but that's still just so many points. against a DC team that's maybe putting it together. I don't know. And then I see Sexton and Porzingis are questionable. Is that like a probable though? We thinking?
Who? Oh, you're on mute, Tyler. I think Porzingis sets.
You're still on mute, Tyler. What are your thoughts on Sexton, Kurt?
My computer was freezing up. I couldn't click over the window to get unmuted. I'm sorry.
All good.
But yeah, Colin Sexton, they're both listed questionable right now. So Porzingis is an illness. Colin Sexton's a hammy. I think the hammy sits. I think Sexton sits. Maybe Porzingis is back in here.
See, that's a tough call, right? Like, no Porzingis, then Utah can probably cover. But if he plays, he's got a chance to get this team rolling. So that would kind of be my caveat on the pick. But, I'll roll with the home squad. Hate to be so chalky today, but, it is what it is.
Yep. All right, Kurt, we paying up for Markin in this game. We getting some old man Conley in this one. What are we doing? I know we're like some Kyle Kuzma in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. One thing, like Markin, you just need raw points in these slates, and I could see him and Kuzma kind of just going back and forth. Like, their MOs, neither their MO is defense, so they might just go back and forth, kind of be like a little bit like today's will not close out as hard. And that could be a little fun back and forth there, especially on a slate like this where you just want the raw points. Bradley Beal, 8,100. He has been so shitty this year, but if Porzingis sets 8,100 Bradley Beal in a 2-gamer, man, like I don't care how bad he's been. It only takes one game to him to just absolutely obliterate a slate. So we'll have interest there. Clarkson on a 2-game slate. If you're MMEing, definitely got to, these guys who can go for 60, you got to get them in, but I'm not going to make him a priority in like 1 or 3 max. One thing I do want to mention is if Porzingis sets, that return of Hachimura does hurt like Daniel Gafford's upside, I think. He can still, not his upside, but like there's a path where he just doesn't do much because Hachimura is there to come in and take all the minutes, especially against this team. Besides when Walker Kessler's in, like, I don't know. It just makes me a lot more worried to play Gafford, whereas as soon as I saw Hachimura and Porzingis was out, like last, I was like, lock him in. Like, just give me all the points, where I think this time it's a little bit more uncertain. As far as guys down here, I really like the value more from the first game. So I'm not really going to reach out too much to these guys yet. As news breaks, we might have a different story. Like, obviously, Nas in play. Once we get the news about Sexton, he can always pop off. 4,100. I really like Hachimura, honestly. I really like the 4,100 price tag there.
I love the card that's coming off the bench for them, Beasley. He could be in a perfect spot right here to chuck against Washington.
For GPPs, I think he's a much better play than Conley. Dusty-ass Conley. Jesus.
Yeah, there's not even, looking at this slate, too, there's not even really any big spend-ups. I think your biggest spend-up would be either a CJ or a Joval, isn't it, or a Markkanen. Those are going to be your 3 quote-unquote studs on this slate.
I hope people chase the since it's a 2-game, I hope people chase the Vanderbilt slate or Vanderbilt game.
He could rack up some rebounds here if Porzingis is out. even if he's in there, he can get physical with him down there and rack up the rebounds. But the points are always hit or miss with him. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
So, either of you guys want to touch on tonight's football game? We got through the basketball games pretty quick.
Hey, just real quick, I was going to throw in Kuzma's prop. It's sitting at 21.5 points, and he's been destroying that number all month long. So especially if Porzingis, even if he plays kind of limited minutes, easy prop play there.
Yeah, I love that call.
I wonder.
I'm all over Jacksonville, man. I don't know about you guys.
I'm with you. Yeah, the way I look at this game, it's a simple breakdown. There's 15-mile-an-hour winds. There's a bit of rain. The Jets really can't run the ball. Knight stinks as a running back. Ty Johnson's more of a gadget player. Michael Carter's a scat back catching passes out of the backfield. They're probably going to have to lean on Wilson a lot here to throw the ball. I don't trust that in this weather, and I don't trust it in clear weather. Give me the Jags here. I think they pull it off pretty easily.
Yeah, also, Lawrence prop put this out.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw his prop, so I put it out in my Best Bets article, but his prop is sitting at 208 yards, and the past 3 wins, he's racked up over 300 yards. Like, yes, weather, yes, Thursday night, but 208 yards is a joke for Lawrence.
What if you even tease that down for a parlay and make it like 200 or something? Shit, that's so low. 208 is still low, but like if I'm going like a 5 leg.
A question in the chat for you, Kurt. How much can you deadlift? Our guy Fred's wondering.
First of all, why the fuck do you deadlift if you're over the age of 22? I do not know. I got a little back and forth with my barber the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I hurt my back doing deadlifts." I'm like, Bobby, why in the fuck are you doing deadlifts? Like, there are so many alternative workouts to deadlifts that near 30-year-old men do not need to be doing. Well, do need to be doing instead of deadlifts, unless you're getting ready for a competition or something. No, but like when I was a sophomore, I think I maxed out, and then I'm not really maxed on deadlifts since. I can't remember what it was. It was a lot. Deadlift was my best lift because I fucking have terrible squat form, but bench was absolutely horrible. Squat, I did get up to like last thing. I think I did 465 my junior year, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, my knees would just explode if I put that on my shoulders.
Yeah, no chance. I'm
Did you say 465?
Yeah, I was fat. I mean, I was 260.
Jeez.
So.
Yeah, you got to see pictures of Kurt when he was a lineman to where he is now. It's kind of crazy.
Big boy.
Yeah, but another thing I want to touch on in that game, I think, Kurt, have you looked at the football game at all? Not
yet. No, I gotta get through college basketball lock first.
I think it's going to be a Christian Kirk night, just because I know everyone's loved Zay Jones these last couple of weeks, but he runs all his routes on the outside. Well, that's where Sauce Gardner lurks, and that's probably who he goes after. That's going to leave Christian Kirk in the slot running around, and Lawrence is just going to pepper him with targets. I can see this being a giant game for him. And their defense is just so stingy, too. I don't see Etienne doing much. Maybe Ingram gets some targets, but I think it's just Lawrence funneling it all to Kirk. So that's going to be my call there. Give me Kirk's touchdown. I'm having him in my captain spot
Indiana's been so hot and cold, too.
Yep. And it's like if he goes crazy, he's going to nuke. So give me Kirk tonight.
I like that. Yeah, I hate
the play on that. It's either take his under and 100+ yards because he either does nothing or he has a 100-yard game. So that's an easy way to bet that.
All right, we'll wrap this up pretty quick, fellas. What are your best bets for today? What do we like? We'll go with you first, JC.
I'm gonna roll with that Kuzma over 21.5. Just the way. I mean, going up against the Jazz, not the best defense. Added shots without Porzingis. Just how hot he's been of late, 21.5 will be nothing for him. Give me that.
Yeah, I agree there. He could definitely blow that number out of the water. Kurt, what are you liking today?
It's not posted yet, but as soon as we get starters and stuff and Porzingis is rolled out, I'm going to do Hachimura to get a double-double.
I like that call. We're going to get a great price on that, too. We're definitely probably getting 5-1, 6-1 there. My best bet, I'm going to go back to the first one we talked about. Give me Trey Murphy to score 15 points here, and they beat up on this Spurs team at plus 130. I don't want to lay the 8. I think he's one of the guys that gets the more usage here. And he could chuck up threes and get hot from back there and get over that 15 pretty easily. That'll be my favorite bet. We didn't even ask for likes today, fellas. So everybody in the chat, make sure you hit the like on the way out. Us three, we're going to get out of here. We got to get into Thursday night football. Kurt's got to sweat out some college basketball. And we got money to make this weekend. Happy holidays, everyone, and let's run pure.